All right, Ariana, tell me a little bit of what you know about fractions.
I know how to add fractions and subtract the fractions.
You know what a fraction is?
I kind of forgot what
You kind of forgot what a fraction is.
yeah.
So, well, look at this area right here. Okay, it's going to tell us something about a fraction. Okay, so the only rule is you can only use one color. Yeah, one of these, these rods right here. See how they have different colors? So,
Mhm.
for example, you could use like a purple one, right?
Mhm.
And these lines are where that color is supposed to stop at. Okay.
So I stop at the color, where
Yeah,
the
so it
line
has
is.
to be exactly at that line. Okay.
Okay.
So what are you going to be doing?
They're going to use for the little ones first. Wait, I don't want to use this seven. This.
All right, you can try to do this.
It's too big. Can I use another color? Yeah.
You can only use one color. So if that one didn't work, you gotta put that one back.
Okay.
Just,
I'm gonna use this. No, it didn't work.
it didn't work.
It's too big. Now I'm gonna try to use. Yes.
It did work.
Yes.
How many of those red ones took you to get there? Mm-hmm.
Five.
Five. And how much you think it's gonna take you to get to this one over here?
Five.
Five. Okay. So how did you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
How do I know what? Because I think if I got five here, I think I'm gonna need five.
Okay. So this point must be what then? What fraction do you think this one represents then?
1/5.
1/5?
Wait. Sixes.
How did you come up with that?
Because I did the fifth. And this side.
Is it the fifth?
Yeah.
How do you know there were fifths?
Because what's it called? Because you're gonna take five in each to get five to get on this number line.
Okay, so
And
how
I got
many?
five here.
Okay. It takes five here and five here. So how many do you have in total then?
10.
What?
10.
10?
So
You have a total of 10. What is that fraction then?
5/10.
5/10. How did you come up with that?
Because it's the five, and then you told me what equals five, and five, and then it said 10, so I have to see 5/10.
Well, let's see if let's see if you're right. So let me go bring me some more red ones.
Okay. Okay. So what can I do?
So what are you going to be doing?
Doing the same thing I did.
Uh,
It's five.
so how many parts did it take you to get all the way to the other side?
Two.
Two? Count how many? Count how many? How do you know it was two parts that took you?
Because one, two.
Oh, this one too. So that's also what?
2.
So, I bet if I did this for you. Why don't you move those red ones over here for me?
On this one?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what do you notice there?
It has parts here.
How many parts does it have?
10 parts.
10 parts. How many parts did you have up there?
5.
You had 5?
I mean 2. 2 parts.
You had 2 parts?
Yeah.
All right, grab all of them and see if you had 2 of them. That's 2 right there.
Do I do another one? That's another.
What do you notice the difference between that one?
Oh, this one? This one?
And the other one right there.
On this one? They're kind of like the same.
They're kind of like the same? And what do you mean by they're kind of like the same?
Because they both can fit on here, and this was 10, and this is 10.
Okay. So go ahead, continue on. Then what I want you to do, let me wait till you finish. Okay. So now I want you to use another one of these, but you can only use 2 and it has to be of the same color.
Same color?
Yes. And you have to use that up here. Because how many parts did you put down there? You said there was 2,
10.
but there was 10 parts.
So
But you said there was.
thinking-
You think you're gonna use those? You do that for me. Okay. So I'll take this out here so you can see a little bit better. Okay.
So.
Is there something you can tell me that you observed there, a pattern, something?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
It's the bottom of the fraction has to be around the tenth.
It's around tenths. Okay.
And they're both the same. This number line and this number line are both the same. But they just have, these two have 2 parts, but you have 10 parts.
So can you write down what the fraction is right here then?
Yes.
What is it?
This is
Well, that's not where I don't see like it doesn't get cut up into little parts in there.
Oh yeah.
How many parts are there? How many parts do you have on this top one?
2.
2.
So.
And where does it stop? The first one.
Right here.
Okay. So what should be your fraction there?
7/10.
How did you come up with 7 tenths?
I counted.
How many parts? How many total parts does it have?
2.
2. And how many parts do you have here?
1.
1.
So. This
Well,
is 2 10.
Let's look at this one over here. Count how many parts you have there.
10. There's 10.
There's 10, okay? So what would be that first fraction there? This one right here, what would it be?
1/10.
1/10? Yeah.
2.
Okay, write it down there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you write it in. Erase those. Make sure you write it right below the line. Why?
Uh,
What do you want to write it below the line, not in the middle of the line?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know why? If I put here, how many of these did it take me to do this?
10.
How many of these? Do I have 10 of these?
Mhm.
I do? There's 10 of them?
No, there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
So how many does it take to get from here to here? Are these?
10.
10?
5.
Why do you keep saying 10 or 5? You just told me. How many of these does it take to get from here? How many did you grab? Did you grab 10 of them?
No.
How many did you grab?
2.
2. Okay. So that's, when you do that, that's what we call the denominator. Right? So the denominator is the total amount of parts needed in a whole. So here, the denominator is what?
2.
2. Okay. And where it stops right there, you see that line right there? That's where the first part stops. Okay, it doesn't stop right there, it stops right here at this line. So how many parts do we have here?
1.
1. So is that our numerator or denominator?
Denominator.
Denominator is the total parts that it takes to get here.
Numerator.
So that's the numerator. So write it down right here.
This is.
No, it has to be right below the line. Why? Yes.
So I got it right?
So you gotta write, what do you think the fraction is? That you said the denominator was 2?
And
So
this
put,
is 1/2?
yeah, this is 1/2. Does it look like 1/2?
Yeah.
And it looks like 1/2, right?
Oh.
Don't put it, yeah, you put it right there. You don't put it in a random place. Why?
Because I don't know.
You don't know? Look. So we look over here. You see that right there? See where that little line stops? It stops right there. It doesn't stop right there. It stops right there. So this is 1/10. And this is 2/10. This is 3/10. And this is 4/10. And this is 5/10. And if you grab something like this, you could see something.
See what? 5? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 what?
2.
5 twos?
5 tenths.
5 tenths. Put right down where 5 tenths goes. What can you tell me about 5 tenths and 1/2?
Huh?
What can you tell me about 5 tenths and 1/2?
They're the same.
They're the same.
So
The equivalent
5 tenths equals 1/2.
Uh-huh.
And 1/2 equals 5 tenths.
Right. See, there's another half that you can find using different colors. You can use any of these, but you should be able to put them there. So I'll take these out for you. Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna use.
No, leave it there.
Oh, okay. So this.
Another 5 tenths.
So I'm gonna use another color for these.
You see these two right here? You can pick either one. You get to pick.
These two?
Yeah, you get to pick one. Whichever you want. But the rule is you can only use one color. And that color.
On these?
Yeah, and that color has to stop where that line stops. Okay. So for example, pick a color. Well, let's pick brown. So if I pick brown, you see this brown stop at this
No.
part? No. Does it stop there?
No.
No. So it can't be that one.
So
Try another one.
let me try 5. Okay, I just guessed on that.
Did that work?
Yeah.
So where do you want to get it to so it's the same as 1/2?
Do more of these.
Right. How many think you need to get to the half point?
Think I need to get 4.
Did you get to the halfway point?
Yeah.
Okay. How many did you use?
2 so far.
2. So what's that? Your numerator or denominator?
Numerator.
Okay. So write that down as your numerator, right?
So
All right. Go ahead. Put it as your numerator.
So I'm gonna write 2 right here.
Okay. Now what would be your denominator? Oh, yeah, you write it too big.
It's
Go ahead. Do it again. Remember, what did I say? You got to put it at Y.
because that's where it says this is the line.
That's where it stops. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And how many different, how many parts is it going to take you to get all the way to the end here?
2 more.
Okay, so how many total parts are you going to have?
4.
4. So that's your what?
Denominator.
Denominator.
So it's going to be 4, 2.
4, 2.
Wait, no, it's not.
Where does your denominator go? You're saying everything right. You said your numerator is 2, right? So write down 2 for me.
Okay.
Put the denominator goes on the top.
Oh yeah. So it's 2 4s.
It's 2 4s.
Oh, I didn't say 4 2.
Yeah, there's a big difference between that. Okay, so what can you tell me about 2 4s, 5 tenths, and 1/2?
They're all the same.
They're all the same. Do you want to try the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so all of these 5 tenths equals 1/2, and 1/2 equals 2 4. So all of these equal to each other.
Do they?
Mhm.
How did you know?
Cause these two equal to each other.
What could you right now? Now it's a little bit harder to see because what did you do?
I just added 5 on these.
Let's take those out so people can really see. No.
Oh, how much should I take out?
I don't know. You tell me.
2.
Right. Now what
Wait,
can you?
because it's the lines.
The lines are what?
Of these. So they're all the same. So my teacher. Wait, what did I use these? Oh yeah, I used these on what's it called? We made a chart, and it was like on fractions. And she was telling us which one's equal to. So she says, I don't really remember, but she says to look at the lines where it ends, and you'll find out what it equals to.
Why is that?
Because it's on the lines, it's stopping at these lines. So then I realized that all of these match on the same.
On the same line?
So then I realized it does equal to this. So this is how it equals. Right? Can I use this one?
Yeah, I can use that one. Let's see what that one tells us.
I'm going to use 4.
You're going to use 4s? How many do you think it's going to take?
5.
5? So what number is that right there?
4.
Oh, that's 4?
Well,
keep putting some in there because how many parts do you have in there?
2 so far.
2 parts, okay.
Hey, it's not very fast.
How many parts are there?
5.
5. So what's that first fraction there?
5.
5? 5 what? Is it just 5? Is that a fraction?
No. That would be a whole.
Okay. That 5, is that your denominator or your numerator?
Numerator.
The numerator? How do you know it's your numerator?
Because the parts.
It's the parts? So what is denominator then?
How much the whole is?
How much the whole is? So let's look at the one that you already know. This one, you know this is a half, right? Okay, so that's 1 right at the top, and 2 at the bottom, right? So write that down correctly because you got to erase there.
1/2.
Okay, so that's your numerator and that's your denominator, right? So what is your well, say that to me because I said it for you. That's the what? The one is your numerator or denominator?
Numerator.
And the 2? Denominator. Okay. So, how many? Where do you think you got that 2 from?
The parts.
How many parts?
2.
There's 2 parts. So how many parts do we have here?
5.
5.
So 5 probably could be the denominator.
Okay. So that should be your denominator. So you should go in the bottom or the top?
Bottom.
On the bottom. That's correct.
Because of
and
the parts, right?
And how many? What should go on the top?
1.
1. There you go. So can you fill the rest of those out? Alright, let's see.
That equals 5 5 equals 1 4.
Ah, good job. So tell me a little bit about here. What's the difference you see here? Do you see any number in this fraction that equals a half?
No.
No? So what can you tell me about 2/5 and a half? Which one's bigger? 2/5 or 1/2?
Huh?
Which fraction is bigger? 2/5 or 1/2?
2/5.
How do you know it's bigger?
Huh?
How do you know 2/5 is bigger?
Because of the denominator?
Is it the denominator? Okay, show it. Can you prove it using our little board here?
Can I prove what?
That 2/5 is bigger than a half.
Am I wrong?
Oh, I'm just saying, you show it to me. Like, how did you show me that 1/2 and 2/4 and 5/10 were the same?
Huh?
How did you show me that these were the same?
These because of the line. It's at the line.
So the 2/5 should it be before or after this line right here?
Before.
Before?
2/5 should be before 1/2.
So if it's before, it's going to be larger or smaller?
Larger.
So any number over here is
Smaller?
smaller. So that means.
And this part is bigger.
All right. So then show me. Take out some of these blocks to show me where 2/5. Yeah. Until you get to 2/5. So for example, if I did this, that would give me to 4.
That would be 4/5. That would be 3/5. And that would be 2/5.
So is 2/5 bigger or smaller than a half?
Smaller.
It's smaller?
Oh, because it's on this side.
Ah.
Well, also 1/2 is on this side or it's on this side.
Oh, it stops right there at that line right there.
So that means it has to be on this side.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's 1/2. Okay, where's 2/5 at?
Right here, so it's gonna go this way.
So you see this gap right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's how much bigger 1/2 is from 2/5. That's how I know. You see that?
Wait, give me the 2. Where's the 2? Let me, I miss. Is that?
Yeah, that would kind of. But you see how it's not the same? The parts there aren't the same? You gotta, when you use fractions, you gotta use the same parts. That's why we use the same colors. So, what about if I added another one of these? What is the fraction now?
3/5.
Alright, so is 3/5 bigger than 1/2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3.
How do you know it was bigger? Show me.
Okay, cause the line's going that way.
Where's the line of 3/5?
Right here.
Where's the line of 1/2?
Right there. So look, the 3/5 is all the way on this side. 1/2 is on this side. So then that means 3/5 has bigger because it's on this side of it, and also because you can see the gap.
Oh,
right
you see a
there.
gap?
Yeah.
Ah, good. Good observation. All right, now you can press stop. That's really